Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the Cobra H.I.S., Techno-Viper, and the H.M.S. missile launcher. This is what we currently know that it may be the final piece to our G.I.JOE HASLab H.I.S. tank experience. If you back the H.I.S. tank, and then you got the 78 fire team, and you buy this, you get the ultimate team for Cobra, with the deco pretty much being the same throughout the figures, except for maybe the driver and Cobra Commander, but the box art all coincide with each other, which is fantastic. I do highly recommend you retain this packaging with your HASLab and your 78 fire team. But it's a very nice looking box. I love the red and the black. Looks fantastic overall. You do have the Cobra there, the warnings, the Hasbro. Pretty nice looking box. I got two of these. One of mine was all bent. I actually got a bent box, and this one's pretty decent. So it's not too mad about that. But it is what it is. At least I got one box to keep. I'll try to keep pristine. Here we have a look at the top of the box. We got that Simplify Fidelis. This is very, very cool. Here's a look at the bottom of the box. It has a UPC on it, but it's not going to do you any good because you got to get these off of HasbroPulse.com. Let's look at the side of the box. Here on this side we have the Techno-Viper. It's 111. Pretty decent. And the back of the box is pretty nice. It has the wire diagram. I think it looks pretty spectacular. With the rockets, missiles. Pretty decent. Alright, so this is how it's packaged inside. I'm telling you, when you first open this, you're not going to really expect how large these missiles are. These are pretty decent inside. I'm very impressed how large this thing is. We've seen the pictures and the videos before, but it's actually pretty large. There's the body, the rocket, the missile, I guess, launcher holder piece. Here are the tires up in there. Here is our Techno-Viper. It's pretty good. Packaged very tightly. The box isn't as big as the actual product inside there, so that's kind of when you first open it, you get that wow factor. So that's pretty cool. In this little box, you kind of get all the accessories pretty much for the Techno-Viper and some other pieces for the H.M.S. Pretty cool. It's the other side. There's the top of it. Not too much to see there. Sides are just black boxes, so that's pretty cool. Very nice piece. You probably want to keep this with your whole experience if you do keep your box, so you have the complete packaging. Here's a look at the instructions. There's page 1. It's the back of it. This is one single fold out. That's what you get inside. Kind of shows you how to put this thing together, which is pretty much self-explanatory. Alright guys, so let's start off with taking a look at the Techno-Viper and the 788 Fireteam Deco. I must say I'm a big fan of the original G versions. I like the purple. I think they did very well with the Techno-Vipers that they released previously before this, the purple version. It looks fantastic. And here's a quick comparison of the single release Techno-Viper, which is your G1 looking version, and then we have the repaint for the 78 fire team. You can see it's pretty much the same figure, just repainted, but I think it looks pretty good. Myself, I'm not too interested in a lot of repaints. I like the original versions, but I think they look fantastic. This is going to give you your ultimate H.I.S. tank experience for the overall team. If you get all the H.I.S. tank, the fire team, and then the H.M.S, I think you're going to be very happy with that. I think it comes out beautifully, and can't wait to see how the H.M.S fits with the Stinger. I think that's going to be fantastic. But there you go, for that kind of a comparison there. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the figure real quick. Nice aesthetics. The red, this black and gray, and some silver touches throughout. Really make the figure pop. Do like the black Cobra insignia here on the chest. Here on the thigh pads, I'm sorry, shoulder pads are pretty detailed in my opinion. Looks pretty good. Do like that very much. I'm very excited to finally have these, in my hands, and then we can finish off the whole team. I'm hoping that Hasbro kind of calls it quits with this 78 fire team, so we can have, you know, getting, in my opinion, a little too much, you know, to have the old experience, because you want to have your, if you only have one H.I.S tank, you don't even carry so many figures, you can only haul so many things. So to make that practical in your displays, in your universe, you're going to need them to, okay, well, this is enough. Let's move on to something bigger and better. Not to say better, but you know, something different at least. But overall, it looks a pretty good figure. So the overall articulation of the figure, the head get looks down and up, side to side, round 360 on a ball joint, and then it has that neck joint right there. Now this shoulder pad kind of in the way, so it kind of hits the I want to break that off. It does limit your ability to raise the arm up, so that's kind of a, you know, not a good thing, I guess. Obviously, rotate 360 around. There is a bicep swivel there, double jointed elbows, of course. Hands do go in and out, I think, on this hand. Yeah, and all the way around, of course. And then you have the chest articulation here, and you can get that bend over. Back, almost like the hard ratchet, but it's there. There's a swivel at the waist, but sometimes, oh, that works. Sometimes it's very tight. Can he sit, which is important because he fits in the H.I.S tank. For the most part, you can get him to sit pretty decently. Kind of a spread-legged fella, but that's what it is. Drop down hips. There is the thigh cut there. Kind of stuck. Might have to heat that up a little bit. Then we have our double joint knees, which is great. And then the feet do pivot down, and they have that around the ankle feature. There is a boot cut. Yep. They're also pretty decent. Overall, I'm very happy with it. This hand also has the in and out, no up and down on this figure. I love the display here, which is very, very cool. Nicely detailed. You can add that piece for the accessories inside there, that like that pop-up lens or 3D holographic imaging, whatever you want to call it. The Hasbro included, which I think is a fantastic accessory. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the accessories. We do get this holographic piece that I was talking about. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty much the same piece you get with the other Techno-Viper. It'd be very nice if we have some kind of light to illuminate that. And that fits right in his hole here on his gauntlet, like so. It's a little tight, so I definitely want to get, you probably going to want to get close as you can to the peg, that we don't break it off or get some plastic stress marks. And then, of course, the gauntlet itself goes all the way around the wrist, so you can move that around. You can position it pretty much the way you want for the Techno-Viper to look at. Now, I haven't really found the angle that I like the most out of this, but there you go. For the most part, looks pretty good. And I believe the Techno-Viper, it does come with exactly the same accessories as the purple version, except for the backpack. Instead of being red, it is purple for the other Techno-Viper. This is the one for the H.M.S. here. You have the red tanks with the silver type of device there. It's a place to put all his tools. There's a handle. Looks pretty good. Peg on the back. So here's a comparison with the purple one. It comes with the original one. Kind of the same paint scheme. It's just a different color and tanks. Just pretty cool. And so while we're at it, here's the lens. There is a difference in color in the lens. This is more red and this is orange. So that's interesting to see. There's a little difference there. The accessories. But overall, just a straight up different color translucent plastic. So all the remaining accessories are pretty much the same as the original version. We do have this type of weapon. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, because it does require some type of fluid, power, gas, I don't know, laser gun, I'm assuming. Because you do get this hose here. It's the same as the original from the purple. Ribbed, very cool. I like the silver. And then you have the black connectors on the end. It's very cool. And you can connect this like so. It's just pretty decent. And then, just to put that down, we do have a pistol. drilled barrel. I'm not too sure what kind of blast effects. It is a drilled barrel on that gun too, so not sure what kind of blast effects you'd want to stick in there. I haven't really thought about it until now. And then you get 3 tools. You do get this claw grabbing hand. You get a different style one like this. Pretty decent. And then you get this hammer. Maybe it's like a pneumatic hammer if you put the hose on it. So each one of these different tools, you can utilize the connectors like so. It's pretty cool. Like this one, the hammer. I like the hammer a lot. I don't know why I have 2 claws or wrench. Maybe one's a wrench, maybe one's a claw. Who knows? But other than that, you can store these bad boys however you want on the back of here, which I think is fantastic. So we have the hammer. They go in kind of sideways. Kind of like this. They're kind of just pressed in. So you can put them in any orientation you would like. That's pretty cool. And this, it fills it out. It helps also. Love the ability to keep all your accessories on your figures, which is fantastic in my opinion. Especially they don't get lost. The pistol, you can hold that pistol pretty decently. He has a trigger finger. She had a different type of gun than this. I'll show you why in a minute. But that's decent right there. Nice hold. Pretty cool. And also, what's really nice about your Techno-Viper, he has a nice pistol case here on the side, and you can store it there on the side. The thing I wish that he had was a place to put his readout when you're not, because you don't always want to have it on his arm, obviously. Somewhere in here would have been cool, maybe in a, I don't know how they would have done it, but that's the only one you're kind of stuck with. Now, as same for the purple version, there is an issue I have with this figure. This tube wire, what do you want to call it, is not long enough in my opinion. I'll show you why. But here is the gun at hand. He can't hold that quite well, and he can't shoulder that if that's something that's important to you. It kind of fits nice right there. The stock is a perfect length. Now this, I mean, unless I'm mistaken, somehow needs to be connected to one of these tanks. And since it's all the way down here, we have a lot of distance to cover. So as I pull this, it pulls the gun down, and I'm going to do that. So you lose the ability to really have it. See how tight that is? That's, you get up in his arm maybe, and you shoulder it. You can get it. It's going to be very difficult, and it looks kind of just awkward holding it up like that. So getting a deep cut like this is even a tight fit, let alone trying to get a two-handed wield, trying to bring that across is definitely an issue that's really pulling on the backpack. So the length of the hose is too short, so that is really the only flaw I have in this figure, is that the hose is too short. Other than that, he's pretty damn good. Alright, since we looked at the Techno-Viper, let's take a look at the H.M.S. It's pretty cool. Look how big these missiles are. Wow, these are hefty. Pretty nice. Then we have the heat sink X03 and the Cobra insignia. They're in white and black. Looks not very cool. I love these things. They're huge. A lot of detail to them. We have the rib, the line work. Pieces here in the back. Here's the back. There's a hole in the back for potential maybe blast effects, maybe from the the bazooka, or maybe even scrap iron. You might be able to use that. Pretty cool. Very nice. So you get an idea how big these are. So you know how big your figures are. So let me see if I can get this to stand up so I have to hold the camera, because this is going to take us straight up and out of the camera view here. So that's how big your missiles are. Alright, so here's our H.M.S. with no missiles on it. So let's take a look at the body. There is some assembly required. You do have to pop on the tires. Here I have him on the legs or supports. I'm betting these look like maybe the same type of tires are from the Vamp. but it's a different color. We have the gray here, so we are expecting the Stinger. So I'm betting you already. This is what the Stinger tires are going to look like, so they match. So it's kind of maybe a little Easter egg there. Let's hope and see that comes to pass, because I like to see unifit in my vehicles. Here on the side, we do have some tampos. We have the 65 here on some type of yellow thing. We do have some lights painted. We have a warning sign there, like a caution type thing. At the top, we have the anti-jam. We have some text there. If you want to go ahead and read that, you can. Looks pretty good. The wheels do have some nice looking tread. Like I said, if you have the Vamp, you get a general idea what these tires are like. Here's the back. You have the lights on it. Some of the tampos, the cautions, the I stand back. Well, I said stand back, not I stand back. But some of the text there. I like those skull and crossbones. That's pretty badass. We have that. Over here we have some more tampos. We have the 65 again, the lights, and some additional ones we haven't seen before. They're on the back here. Very, very cool. It's pretty much the same here in the front. So up front here, there's no tampos. Do have this vent that looks pretty cool there. Do you like that? Overall on the top, we do have this Simplify logo here. The top of there. Nothing else. There's the housing for the rocket launcher. If you see that just popped off the display, here we have the hidden display that they use to control the H.M.S. There's purple buttons. That's kind of cool because it's kind of throwback to like the original version of the Techno-Viper. So I think that was, I don't know if they did it intentionally, but I take it as a Techno-Viper Easter egg. So we have this panel that covers up that piece. It just snaps on. Not a big deal. Right here, like so, to cover up that computer console to protect it and transport. You can see that there are legs. These legs, the assembly, you have to put the tires on. You need to mount this, just push it through, push the tires on. And these just snap in. And here's the legs do fold up like this onto the sides. So that's how that kind of looks. I keep getting stuck because my legs in the front keep hitting my my display here. It's kind of, if we've seen this or not, it's kind of like that Knight Rider thing. That'd be kind of cool if this had like this one, that'd be very awesome. Kind of a very cool piece. That would be nice. But this thing's like $75 now, so definitely electronics would probably put this in the $100 price range, which would probably, you know, really make a lot of collectors upset. So we have the other legs. They do fold down. These have to be snapped on. These are quite large. Like they're kind of, you know, eyesore in my opinion. Kind of huge. I mean, you see how big they are, to, you know, versus like you know, in transport mode, it's just it's like a Michael Bay transformer. But then we have the hook that connects to the H.I.S.S tank, and we have the silver diamond plate on the top. There's the hole. This is interesting because they had made this to where you can utilize this for the H.I.S.S tank. Obviously, it was its main purpose, but they wanted to fit this for future vehicles, which we all know is going to be the Stinger, is the leaked rumor. So it's adjustable. So in this position, you want to put this on your Vamp or on your future Stinger or Vamp 2, whatever they come out with. You know, I'm sure they're going to repaint the Vamp mold to death, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get a repaint of this in the G.I.JOE version, and probably with different missiles. Maybe some for in green. Let's hope we do get that, because that'd be very cool. But this is interesting because you can pull this out, kind of falls down, and this kind of pegs up. And this is how you would use it for your H.I.S.S, your Cobra H.I.S.S H.I.S.S tank, like that. And then if you don't want to, that's why I bought two, because I didn't want it to sell out. I wanted to have one from an overall H.I.S.S tank team, and I wanted to have one for my Stinger. I do love the Stinger. It's one of my favorite vehicles, so I'm not sure where I am with this. If I'm ever going to try and pick another one of these up, if I get two Stingers, or am I going to want two H.M.S's to accommodate both, or what? But that's pretty much the overall of the H.M.S. Loading the missiles on these guys, they have these push-on pegs. So we use, if any of you veteran G.I.JOE collectors out there like me, you do just kind of a throwback from the original 3/118 scale 3.75 figures. And they kind of just set here on this peg, and then you can just press them on, and they do have a fantastic fantastic hold there. So we have two that are going to sit at the same level here, and let's try to get you a different angle. But and what's really nice about this too is all the missiles have the print on the missiles on the same size, so you're not going to have like missiles that are just on different sides. So it's kind of going to look like they're kind of this straight, those two, and then you're going to have a third one that goes up here like so. I'm going to grab that one. Actually, here's the piece. It's kind of hard to do it like through the camera. You got to kind of feel, and it is pressed on like so. And then you can see that it's. I'm going to put the feet back down so we have somewhere to hold this guy. It's getting to be quite large when you add the missiles. It's definitely going to take up some real estate on your shelf. As you can see here, you can also put these legs up higher than the wheels, or however you want to explain that, because you can put them like almost on the tip like that, but it kind of offsets it. And if you needed to get higher for a different range, I guess, but then you kind of want them flat, both flat squares on the bottom. This is kind of what it looks like overall. Let's see here. I think these are adjustable. Yeah, so that's adjustable, so you can get a nice range. Here we get out of this piece here, and you can see how large that does go up. Everything is falling because this thing is massive, so that's pretty cool. Give me an idea how tall that could be if the rocket's all the way up. There's the Techno-Viper next to it, and there you go. Massive. Very, very cool. Alright, so I'm going to bring in like the vamp. And you can see that this thing's kind of at an angle, and give you an idea what that's going to fit like whenever you get your stinger. Alright, so getting down into this nitty-gritty techno stuff here, you can see that that's up, and here's the hook. You can see how it would reach, but you kind of gotta dip it in like so. And I'm not going to do that holding the camera, unfortunately, so I'll have to put that on if you give me a second. So coming into this thing, you can see how it kind of hooked. I don't like how it fits. It doesn't fit comfortably. I think there's a little bit of maybe 100 thousandths off where it needs to fit. It doesn't want to snap down, but it does. If you push it down, you really wedge it in there, so be very careful about that. If you are using your vamp to as an example, be very, very careful. But overall, that's kind of how that looks. And that's how the stinger, you can see that the towers are pretty much the same. It's different colors. Now, if you do have the H.I.S.S tank, which I hope you do, I know it was a big controversial thing, but you need to come back here in the back. You need to pop this down like so. And that's going to be your connector piece for your H.M.S. And then you need to come over to your H.M.S, obviously, and you need to pull this down like so. Pop this up, and you can mount your H.M.S to your H.I.S tank like so, to these connector pieces. Alright, so this is kind of how it looks. Goes in, but one thing I did notice about this, once you drop that down into that position like so, it has some slop. Now I don't like this, because what's going to happen is it's pulling down on a H.I.S tank tab. We paid $300 for this H.I.S tank, and it either may break this off over time if it's left on there a long time, or you can get some white stress marks. For some reason, this does not have a stop or a piece of like a ratcheting piece that keeps it up like this. You need it to be up like that. That's what we want, right? But what we got here is, once I let go of this, it wants to slop, which is fine. It works. I mean, you pull this thing along, but it doesn't sit like it should. And see how it moves that piece? I'd be very cautious about that if you guys are Trying to keep your H.I.S. tank and H.M.S in pristine condition, because we all adult collectors and we want to mint. That's something to think about. But there you go. That's how that would fit on the HasLab H.I.S. tank. So it's kind of like a flyover of the H.I.S. tank. How that fits. Guys, check out my shorts. I'm going to do a lot of shorts for these to show you some pretty cool shorts. So look for that. So here's a quick comparison with the 78 Fire Team with the Techno-Viper. Here he is with the other Trooper. And here he is with the Range Viper. Looks fantastic. Here he is with the H.I.S. Driver. Here he is with the Gunner. Here he is with the Ron Rudat version of the Tactician. And of course, here he is with the man, the most dangerous man on the planet, the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Looks fantastic. Well, guys, hope you liked this review and everything I showed you. Don't forget to check out some of the shorts I'm going to be dropping. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on that. It's going to be really cool. I really appreciate your support for the channel. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next review.